Hi, I'm Katie. I've been surrounded with vintage goodies most of my life, but just in the last 10 years, I've figured out just how much delight I get from having it in my home and looking at it for other people. Come along as I share my shopping adventures at thrift stores, estate sales, and sometimes even along the curb. I will also be showing some of my decorating projects that I've completed and how I have chosen to add vintage to my home for a modern granny chic look. I hope you will find joy along the way as we reawaken vintage. Well, hello again. All right, we've done an episode about my backyard, so now I thought I would do our front porch. It's one of the few things that, this is house number 2 that we've purchased, that I wanted to make sure I always have was a front porch. Of course, my dream would be a southern wraparound porch, but you see those sometimes here in Southern California, but not too often. So anyway, I have jam-packed a lot of stuff into this little porch, and I thought I'd walk you around and show you what I got and where I got it and how much I got it for. So this bench, as you can see, it doesn't really get used because there's another chair in front of it, but I know it sounds weird, but it holds a place in my heart. Our first house, when we were first moved to the city that we live in now, this was one of our first purchases, and so I have kept it. I have repainted it throughout the years, so now it is brown with red accents on the middle. I grabbed this material from Joann's quite a few years ago and just handmade a couple of pillows for it so it would be a little more comfy. Then we have 2 rocking chairs. This one for sure is a vintage one. It has the commode seat, if you know what I'm talking about. And I have to give you a trick. We have a covered porch, but it does face east, so it gets a lot of morning sun. And I was putting different pillows out here and just being frustrated that they were always fading from the sun. I even tried pillows that were supposedly made to not fade. And then it dawned on me and I realized that the pillows, yes, granted they do get a little faded from the sun, but a lot of what I was finding was actually just dirt because it didn't look dark brown, you know, obviously it was just dust and gray colored. So keep that in mind. If you think that your pillows or maybe your rugs are just faded, try throw them in the wash first. You never know. So I've got this one that I painted red, and then we got this one, which is my hubby's, that we painted gray. Then some of the accents, again, older pieces that I've just found along the way. This was part of an auction that I bought a whole bunch of stuff. Yes, it's a little crooked. An old vintage planter that I've got a succulent in. The table I got from my friend Jessica. I have spray painted it. But as you can see, because it's outside, even under a covered porch, it gets weathered, and I'm really okay with that, right? Jessica also gave me this amazing, I don't know, it's almost like a genie lamp, but it's huge metal. It's amazing. I love it. One of my newer additions, and I should have been prepared with plant names, but I'm not. If you know what I'm talking about, these are the plants, they're normally inside, that have little red fuzzy like cattails. So I purchased this online, and so I put it in this pot lovingly in the shade. Eventually, once it gets bigger, I will try to transport it and see if I can get it to live in my house. But for right now, this is where it lives as it's getting bigger. We have this nice big plant that I've had for years in a beautiful pot, and yes, the pot was free, guys, from Marketplace. Some of the other things, these are pretty popular nowadays, are these hanging pots. I've got a couple of those with succulents in them. Again, some more. This was an estate sale find. That was an estate sale find. Still need to work on getting the succulents to grow big. I have a lot of these fun metal plant holders that I have spray painted in fun colors. Again, some just pots, right? This was probably a cereal bowl. This is a vintage planter, and I've put, again, a succulent in it. So always looking for different ways. Another vintage iron plant stand. Again, this I think was a neighbor here. We swapped old fence posts for, he was making birdhouses. And yes, not at the moment, but there is a family of little tiny birds that come and visit, but I've never seen baby birds yet. All right, let me spin myself around here. Rug. I absolutely love this rug. It comes in different colors, and I got it off of Amazon probably about 5 years ago. Again, I thought it was being faded. I got out here with my vacuum, and lo and behold, it was just dirty. My whirligig, my flower whirligig that my dad made, if you've watched some of my other videos, he is an amazing woodworker, and this was one of the things that he made for me quite a few years ago. Blue, another blue pot that I got for free from the same lady off of Facebook Marketplace, and again, another metal planter. And then here, this is called Crown of Thorns, and it is, I believe, in the succulent family, because you can see there are some spiky things there. Again, same lady that gave me the blue planters, completely free, and it's a very interesting story. She purchased a house with the contents and all, and the lady that lived there apparently had hundreds and hundreds of plants. She's not a plant lady. She didn't know anything about them. She was just giving them away for free. And it was funny because we were talking on the phone, and she said, "Do you want a rose bush?" And so then she snapped me a picture and sent me this, and I was like, "Oh, that's not that's not a rose bush." This was again, I'm slowly getting the succulents to grow in here. Little wreath for the front door, an old tiny step stool that I got, and again, just old, this was an old probably serving dish. I can't remember if it's Bauer or what it is. It has a crack, but it's perfect, the perfect kind of jadeite color for out here, and then a teal old planter as well. So just lots of fun ways to express plants in all kinds of ways. Okay. Another free blue planter, and we will get back to that plant in a second because I have a horrific story to share with you. And another one again, and if we peek over here in the front yard, you see that right there? That's another free planter. Okay, we have to get back to this for a second. Okay, so this is my first milkweed plant. One of my friends at work, I had mentioned to her a while back that I would love to start it right to support butterfly health. So when I had my surgery, she dropped this one off on my front porch, and probably 2 or 3 weeks later, I had my husband replant it into this beautiful planter that we had gotten for free. But I noticed as he planted it and then moved it behind me, the plant just did not look good at all. So I left it there a couple more weeks and had to move it back to this spot, thinking, well, it doesn't get quite as much sun. This is going to be a better spot. Kept coming out, and I'm like, the plant, I can't get this plant to do anything, right? It's just dying away on me. Came out one day and thought, let me just look at it. Is there some disease on it? Okay, guys, you're probably 5 steps ahead of me. I looked at it, and there were these really tiny little caterpillars. And I was like, oh, this is the problem. The caterpillars are eating my plant. What did I do? I saw 2 of them. I took them off, and I flicked them onto the grass. Then, yes, I know what you're already thinking. The light bulb went on, and I said, wait a second. This is a milkweed plant. This is exactly what I want to be happening. Went in, told my husband the horrifying story. He's like, go out in the grass and find them. I'm like, they're super tiny. I couldn't possibly find them. So I went back out. There were still 4 of them on the plant. This was probably about a week and a half ago. So as of right now, the update is there are 2 left. You can probably see this the entire time I had this video. There's one there. Oh, there's the other one. So these will be monarch butterflies. So this milkweed thing really does work, guys. I've been told they will eat this down to just about nothing, which you can see is what it's looking like. But that if I am just patient, this will come back next year and we'll do it all over again. And hopefully we'll have more caterpillars and I will not touch them at all. So yeah, I blame everything on the surgery now as to why I was not coherent enough to figure this out. But, I can only blame the surgery for so long. So anyway, that's my horrifying milkweed butterfly story. So, all right, guys, that's about it. If you have any questions about any of these plants, I'm sure I could try to track them down and tell you what they are. And I hope that you have a lot of joy and delight in the places in your home and you're able to just share a little bit of your creative side with the people that come and visit. And it's just a place that that you're comfortable and warm and love. So thanks so much for today, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.